1, 2, 3, swag! Woo!
Hey yo, what is up everybody? It's B Militant. Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host here on the Redskins review. And you guys, thank God we beat the Panthers. We finally stopped our losing streak to the Panthers. And we got a nice home victory. For some reason we suck at home too. There was a ton of Panthers fans there on that last drive of the game. It sounded like the stadium wanted the Panthers to come back and win that football game, man. There was a lot of Panthers fans there, just like every game this year. It seems like there's more fans for the opposing team than our team at the stadium. But nonetheless, Cam Newton gets to shut his damn big mouth. In my opinion, I used to like Cam Newton, but the shit talking and just being such a big mouth gets tiring over time, and I feel like his whole entire career is going to be, the play that's going to symbolize his entire career is the one where he didn't dive on that football in the Super Bowl. To me, that's kind of what I see Cam Newton as, the guy who will get to the Super Bowl and then not want to get his hands dirty and jump on the damn football on the ground. And I'm glad DJ Swearinger got all up in his face there at the end or whatever, because, you know, DJ Swearinger's the man. But I am probably going to name the title of this video Alex Smith and Josh Norman's comeback game versus the Panthers. But in all honesty, man, I was really worried there for a while that Alex Smith just wasn't getting it done, man. We were getting turnovers and we weren't scoring field goals. Alex Smith looked, like his nickname, which is Alex Happy Feet Smith now. He just sometimes, even when there's not even pressure there, he just acts like there's pressure, and he's dancing in the pocket. It has me worried. He has some passes that are inaccurate behind receivers, and there's just things that still got me a little worried about Alex Smith, man. And I'm not gonna not bring it up. But we got the W today. Alex Smith played much better in this football game than he did last week. Josh Norman, pretty much everyone played much better in this football game than last week, especially the receivers as well. And another thing I have to bring up, though, is Preston Smith needs to go. I know we've been talking about this. I know I've been talking about this for a while. I dare you to go back. I dare you to go back to that last drive. I dare you to go back to that last drive where the Panthers were possibly going to come back and tie the football game, right? Every single play on that drive, I did nothing but watch Preston Smith. I was like, we need someone to step up. We need someone to step up and get a sack. We need someone to step up and halt the momentum of this drive. And I wanted to sit there, and I sat there and just watched Preston Smith. The man is non-existent. The guy doesn't get the job done, especially when we need it the most. I'm so sick and tired of all these Redskins reporters and stuff saying, "Oh, Preston Smith had so many sacks last year." When does he do anything when it matters? When? Never. That's why. Never. We're sitting there desperately needing a stop there at the end of the football game. And guess whose job it is to get the damn quarterback? Preston Smith. Single-handedly, that's pretty much his number one priority right there, and he's not getting the job done. And sure, you can sit there and say, oh, but he's getting a little bit of pressure. He gets a little bit of pressure on almost every single play. It's not good enough, man. We need to go, I'm going to say it again, we need to go in this draft coming up, we need to get the best pass rusher we can get available at our spot. We need to continue to invest on this defensive line, just like we have been doing on the offensive line with the Brandon Scherff pick. Yet again, Brandon Scherff was banged up, but still played through who knows how many injuries. Spending that fifth overall pick on Brandon Scherff, I don't regret it for a second. That was a great pick, and I want to do it again this year, the upcoming year, for a pass rusher or we need to trade for one or something. We cannot give Preston Smith any damn money. I keep bringing it up because I see it. I see it coming. I see it happening. It's going to happen, and it's going to set us back. But besides that, Josh Norman with his interception, and his first interception since 2016 or whatever. And come on, man, like, he had the ball tipped up in the air and just it literally floated down into his hands. But nonetheless, he needs to use that as momentum for playing better. He needs to use it as momentum. You know what I mean? We can't downplay it. Excuse me. We can't really downplay it. He needs to run with it. He needs to, get a pick next game and then make this a habit. You know what I'm saying? Not just continue doing what he's doing, which is not getting picks. He also had the fumble. He forced fumble. He's good at that. He's good at helping us get turnovers. And like I said in my last video, it doesn't matter how bad that loss was to the Saints on Monday night. As I said, we have Alex Smith. We have Jordan Reed. We have Chris Thompson, who didn't play today. But I listed off to you the playmakers that we have, and I even said I'm never going to count us out. I know the potential we have when we have our guys playing the way we want. I cannot ever count us out. Like, if we didn't have this many playmakers, then sure, I would know it, and I would, if we were going to go play against certain teams, I'd be like, yeah, that might be a loss right there. But knowing the people that we have in the building, their potential, and they're all on the same team, I even said in the video last week, I'm never going to count us out. Now, I was pretty worried that our record versus Cam Newton sucks really bad. I think this was the first time we even beat Cam Newton or something like that. And I was worried at multiple points in this game that we were going to start doing the wrong thing, not continue to run the ball at certain times. Adrian Peterson was having himself a day, but there was a few times in the game, especially I think the last field goal that we got, when we're getting down there and it's first and goal or something like that, and we just abandon the run completely right after, Adrian Peterson's having a good day. And there's just times where in this football game where I'm sitting here thinking we're going to screw something up and not do the smart thing, like run the football at certain times. But still a pretty good game called by Jay Gruden offensively. Our defense was kind of just a bend but don't break defense all day. We didn't let them really run the football. And what we did in this game is we put the pressure on the Panthers, who they run the ball. I think they said 47% of the time. Look how many times they ran it in this game. Not many times at all. And that is the same recipe that we got thrown up against in the Saints game last week, where the Saints went up with points early. Then we couldn't get our run established. And we all know already real fast in this season, Alex Smith is not going to get the job done if there's no run game. Adrian Peterson was going off, dude. We have not seen a runner like Adrian Peterson here for Clinton Portis. So, there's nobody who's done what Adrian Peterson's doing right now. The one play where he jump cuts to the outside and he makes something out of nothing, man. We just have not seen that. Even if it was just for a few yards, he had nothing. He created something out of it. The one play where he ran the ball up the middle, cuts to the outside on the left side. One guy, he gets taken down by someone who had one arm on his leg or whatever, and then he gets up and he knows he was pissed off about it. He was like, that should have been a touchdown. I could have made that a touchdown. When really, that's what separates Adrian Peterson from other running backs. He saw that and he was pissed off at himself that he was like, I envisioned myself getting that touchdown and I got brought down short. And other running backs, they would have been happy to get the 10, 12 yards, whatever it was that he already got, the 8 yards, whatever it was. They'd be happy to have done what he did and got those yards. Adrian Peterson, always looking for the end zone, always wants to get to the end zone, kicks himself for not getting in the end zone in that play, and it shows, man. The guy is a beast, and he got he ran for damn near 20 yards with one cleat on. Come on, man. I have it in my notes, and I was very surprised that when I looked at this matchup with the Panthers, and I actually went back and watched the highlights, just the highlights to their game last week with the Giants. Before I did that, I was more worried about this matchup. I was more worried about playing the Panthers. I thought the Panthers were a little bit better team than they showed today. But when I went back and I watched last week's highlights of the Panthers playing the Giants, it started to dawn on me that maybe the Panthers aren't really all that great compared to what I thought of them, a week prior. And they needed that 63-yard field goal from Gano to win that football game. The Giants gave them, a run for their money, man. And after I watched those highlights, I think I watched it this morning, I was feeling a little bit better about this football game and the matchup. But for me, I couldn't believe that I was going to be scared to death in this football game because Christian McCaffrey. I still don't understand why they didn't do this more. Get Christian McCaffrey the ball to the outside. Just scoot Christian McCaffrey outside and get him somehow matched up on Mason Foster. That is a nightmare matchup for us, and I don't understand how they didn't exploit that. I just don't understand how they didn't get Christian McCaffrey the ball out of the backfield and make our linebackers go after him, because I feel like it was when I was looking at this football game and this matchup, it looked like a nightmare to me in that situation, and they really just weren't doing that as well. So, that goes to their offensive coordinator or Cam Newton. I feel like that's a dream matchup because I can't think of many other shifty running backs coming out of the backfield that could just have their day with Mason Foster. Somehow they are one-on-one with each other. But back to a glaring thing, man. Alex Smith. Alex Smith didn't look, for being a veteran quarterback, for being the guy that we thought we were going to get in Alex Smith. There's stuff that I'm seeing that I don't like. Coming away with 3 points there. Remember when he threw the intentional grounding play? He threw the ball into the ground, even though we sort of did have a guy in the area. Those are things that you don't want out of a veteran quarterback. And you know for a damn well, if that type of shit happened and our last quarterback did that, it would never. Everyone would be bitching about it. Everyone would be talking about it. And they would come down hard on him. And then you look at Alex Smith. Yeah, we won, so people are not going to be so pissed off. A lot of people were pissed off at Alex Smith for last game, and rightfully so. But there's still things where I'm sitting here going, this doesn't tickle my fancy. This is not cool. I do not like some of the stuff that Alex Smith has done in this football game, where he's dancing around in the pocket when he's not. He even moved up into pressure. He walked himself up into pressure at one point, and then there's a one play where literally the Panthers showed, and yet again, why the Panthers did not exploit stuff like this even more, I don't know why. The Panthers just made it look like they were going to blitz before the ball was hiked, and my God, did you see Alex Smith trembling in his fucking pants over there? Didn't he, before the play even was snapped, the ball was snapped, he pretty much already understood, I'm throwing this ball away out of bounds. It looks like they're sending pressure, I'm throwing this ball out of bounds. And if I'm worried that if other teams see this, which like I said, don't know how the Panthers, they didn't really do, it doesn't seem like they blitzed a ton today, but when they did get to Alex Smith, or if they just collapsed the pocket a little bit, he was scared for his damn life. But also to credit Alex Smith, he had a couple good runs. He's extended plays sometimes, and yeah, let's just move on. I like Maurice Harris. You guys already know I like Maurice Harris much more than I do Josh Doctson. The man just has sure hands. Even though Alex Smith is throwing the ball to him behind him, he's still bobbling, somehow getting the ball up in the air and refocusing and bringing the football down to the ground when we need it, in clutch positions at the end of the game, moving, driving the football down the field, trying to score more points. Josh Doctson didn't have a very bad game either, but I just, overall, Maurice Harris is a better receiver than Josh Doctson. I don't care if people are going to say, oh, but he doesn't have the big playability. Bullshit. We've seen him make big catches. I've seen Maurice Harris make a more crazy catch than anything Josh Doctson's done. Don't remember who it was, where he caught the ball with one hand and then went into the end zone for a touchdown with it. That's better shit than I've ever seen Josh Doctson do. So people who are going to sit there and say that, oh, but Maurice Harris doesn't have the big playability. Bullshit. I've seen it. And just, we need to, especially for Alex Smith. You just heard me say what I said about Alex Smith, about him not looking comfortable, right? Give him someone who's out on the football field who's going to catch the football, man. Make him more comfortable. Put the people on the field that are going to catch the football. Sure, maybe he's not as fast. Sure, maybe I'm not even going to say he doesn't run better routes. I think he probably does run better routes than Josh Doctson. Josh Doctson just doesn't seem to care to play football or put out the effort to win. Every single time Josh Doctson catches the football, especially today, go back and watch it. Every time Josh Doctson actually does get the football and hits the ground, and he's slow to get up. He looks like he's hurt. He looks like he doesn't really care. He doesn't look like he's happy that he just caught a football in the NFL. He just doesn't look like he wants to play. Maurice Harris catches the damn football when it's thrown to him, and that's the end of the story. And I want to see more of him. Capri Bibbs, I thought, had a decent day. I think we've all liked Capri Bibbs, stemming from last year. We wanted to see more Capri Bibbs, I think, when we had a whole running back debacle. And another thing about Maurice Harris, I don't understand what it was in this football game. Why we kept trying to get Maurice? Why did we keep trying to put Maurice Harris in the backfield? You remember, when we did hand the ball off to him one time in the backfield. I don't get that. That's not Maurice Harris's role. He's not that fast. He will catch the football when you throw it to him, but that's what he's supposed to be doing, catching the football, not being in the backfield. He's no Chris Thompson. He's no shifty receiver. Just throw the football to him. I don't understand what Jay Gruden was trying to do to confuse people by putting him in the backfield for at least, I think, 3 plays in this football game. And one of those times maybe they actually did hand it off to him, but I'm not digging that either. I don't understand that play call. Do it with someone else, not Maurice Harris. But yeah, the defense as a whole played well. Fabian Moreau seemed to be doing okay. For as much as they were going at Quentin Dunbar, I think Quentin Dunbar did a pretty decent job, man. Honestly, Josh Norman, they weren't really going to Josh Norman a whole lot. I know Monte Nicholson, that one play he got up in Greg Olson's ass, dude, and I was hoping we're lucky that they didn't call that as a foul for hitting him, when the ball was clearly overthrown on him. But still, I'd rather have guys making plays or guys being physical than not being physical, aka like Preston Smith. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to go ahead and get into some of my notes. Last week I didn't read the notes. I don't know if you guys even like this segment. You guys got to let me know. I've tried to only write down some things that are going through my head at the time during the football game, and most of the time they're more big plays. I'm not going to just write down something for no reason. But, I mean, if you guys don't like this, or you think it's just a waste of time, or whatever, let me know. But, first possession, the Panthers are running all over us. And there's a lot of Panthers fans there. Panthers run every single play. Panthers run the ball every single play, and we hold them, and they need to punt. Important because I don't like Gruden. Oh, yeah, I see what I'm saying. I wanted to make sure that we didn't go down in points early because how I explained last week versus Saints, or pretty much any game where we're down early, Gruden stops running the football. And that's basically what I'm writing down. I'm saying I'm glad that we made them punt on their first possession because that means they didn't score any points. That means we're not down, and Gruden will probably run the ball. First play, we pass, and Alex Smith is inaccurate. Peterson, first run is 7 yards. Capri Bibbs cannot catch the pass, so we have to punt. Redskins recover the punt that was fumbled. This happens when you this is what happens when you gang tackle. Great play, great effort by our guys. Coming into this football game, also I thought the Panthers had the edge on. They had the nod on special teams, so I was worried about that too. We need a touchdown here, and we get it to Vernon Davis. Smith finally held the safety with his eyes correctly and got Vernon Davis open and got a touchdown. Dunbar with a great coverage and forces the Panthers to punt. Jordan Reed one-hand catch. Then Smith sneaks it for a first down on 4th and 1. Why do we have Maurice Harris in the backfield? I love the great aggressive play action call on 3rd and 1 to Vernon Davis because we knew we were going to go for it on 4th down anyway. Adrian Peterson gets loose and kicks himself for not getting a touchdown. Touchdown to Paul Richardson. I was worried about we didn't run the ball enough there, but at least it worked out. Defense has a breakdown, and Greg Olsen gets a first down. Mason Foster gets abused in the pass all game. We get to Cam Newton, and he fumbles it, but Panthers recover. Cam keeps trying to run the ball and himself, and it's not really working out. Josh Norman gets an interception that was forced by, I think it was Ryan Kerrigan, but I think it was kind of like I have to go back and watch that. I think the announcer said Ryan Kerrigan, but I have to go back and see for a fact who that was that really got the real pressure on that play. Smith gets happy feet again when he sees pressure and throws the ball into the ground. Reed didn't have a very good block on a play, though, so it's not just all his fault. But Dunbar sets DJ Moore up to be stripped by Josh Norman, and Foster recovers it. Hopkins hits a Capri Bibbs runs right into Morgan Moses on a play on the outside when he clearly shouldn't have done that. Hopkins hits a 49-yard field goal. I'm surprised that the Panthers haven't been able to get the ball to McCaffrey on the outside versus Mason Foster yet. Adrian Peterson for 20 yards with no shoe. Adrian Peterson Alex Smith is hesitating when he throws to our receivers over the middle, which gets them lit up easier. Like, he will pump fake, or he'll hit the ball with his hand like he's about to throw the ball, and he just keeps hesitating. It happened a bunch of times in this game. Now Smith throws the ball out of bounds when he sees pre-snap pressure. Alex Smith has all day and steps up and just holds onto the ball for a sack. It takes us out of field goal range. Deron Payne leaps into the backfield, stopping McCaffrey on one play. It was great. DJ Swearinger is shot out of a cannon to get Cam Newton, and we force a punt. If you go back and watch that play, look how fast DJ Swearinger is compared to anyone else on the football field. Greg Stroman with a good 10-yard punt return, probably our best punt return of all year, I'm going to guess. Alex Smith throws the ball into the ground and gets grounding call. Alex Smith keeps hesitating his throws. With a veteran QB, we should have at least gotten a field goal before halftime. In that situation, Peterson is running well. We need to keep giving him the ball. Why do we have Maurice Harris in the backfield? Alex Smith pump fakes and throws an inaccurate pass. Jay Gruden calls a timeout on 4th down because I feel like he doesn't trust Alex Smith versus the coverage that he was seeing, and he feels like Alex Smith should have done something different with the ball or audibled the play to something different that they've already talked about or something, but he didn't do that, and he was about to hike the ball, so Jay Gruden was like, nah, don't do that. You're not supposed to be doing that, and called a timeout. Alex Smith is struggling and almost throws a pick to the outside. I forget who that was. I think Jordan Reed was there, and the guy had him covered very well, and if the guy just got his back turned, or if he just turned around before that more, he might have had a pick. Monte Nicholson punks Greg Olsen on the sideline. Can't believe it wasn't a foul, though. Preston Smith almost gets to Cam Newton, then lets him get away and run for 9 yards. Remember that play? Ryan Kerrigan is destroying McCaffrey 2 plays in a row, even when he didn't have the ball that one time. Preston Smith with a neutral zone infraction. Skins defense holds the Panthers to a field goal. Maurice Harris is just better than Josh Doxson. I don't want to see P. Ryan in the game right here with the game on the line. Dude has a history of fumbling. don't want to see him in the game like that. If you're going to put him in the game, put him in the game early. Alex Smith has some good hard counts in this game. Remember the last time we played the Panthers and Cam Newton got our defense like 5 times to jump offside or something like that? Alex Smith was the one who was better in that area today. Alex Smith holds onto the ball all day and gets popped and fumbles it. I think we got it back though. Yeah, Trent Williams I think picked it up and tried to get a couple yards. Hopkins hits a 56-yard field goal and basically bails Alex Smith out. I wrote that. Yeah, it's the truth. It's the truth, man. We got some points. We made something out of nothing. 56. We put 56-yarder on our back of our kicker, man. I wrote Peterson is legit. We settle for a field goal, and we leave the Panthers with a chance to make a comeback. Sounds like the crowd wants the Panthers to win. Preston Smith needs to make a damn play. DJ Swearinger gets in Cam Newton's face at the end of the football game. That's pretty much all that happened. I think the defense looked much improved today. Kind of had a more bend but don't break mentality. I would have liked to see them blitz a little bit more in certain situations. I feel like Monte Nicholson is great at, when we send him on pressure. I feel like he could have gotten to Cam Newton more than Preston Smith did. So if we got to do what we got to do to stop quarterbacks or stop people from getting first downs, I say we got to do it. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys in the next one. I got a bunch of shit I got to do today. Unfortunately, hopefully I can watch a little bit more football too. You guys know it's much better to watch football when your team's already won. And then we get to sit here and watch other football games and relax. Don't worry. You don't have to worry about it. So let me know what you guys think. See you guys. Might have another video to make during the middle of this week before next week. So watch out for that. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.